Howdy, folks. Woody Walls from NeedCoffee.com here. Back again for another Wayhomer review. Here's how it works for the uninitiated. I have just left the cinema where I have seen a film. It's back over there. And I have literally walked out of the cinema, gotten into my car, and I'm going to tell you about the film I have just seen on my way home. It's just efficient that way. So today, we are here to talk about Olympus Has Fallen. Okay, so Olympus Has Fallen. Synopsis. Die Hard in the White House. Okay, that's unfair. I mean, it's accurate, but it's unfair. Alright, so full synopsis is this. Basically, okay. You have Gerard Butler plays a Secret Service guy who is the best of the best, since you would assume the Secret Service, they're pretty damn good, right? So he's really good, above that. And due to a bad situation, he is out of the Secret Service and working in the Treasury Department. So he is basically off-site when terrorists storm and take the White House and take the president hostage and start doing bad things. And through a series of, I'm not giving anything away, again, it's in the trailer, through a series of machinations and whatnot, he winds up in the White House while this is going on, and it's up to him, and only him, to save the day. There you go. Die Hard in the White House. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with doing Die Hard in X, because God knows it's been done everywhere else, right? I mean, literally, Die Hard on a submarine, Die Hard on a train, whatever. It doesn't matter. Done properly, I don't think we care. There's a certain sort of film in which you just want to see people punch and shoot other people, right? So I don't think we really care so much that it is Die Hard wherever, you know? Die Hard at a salad bar. An all-you-can-eat salad bar, if done correctly, could be possibly entertaining. I actually want to pitch that now. Anyway, okay, that being said, was this done correctly? That's a fascinating question. It wasn't done poorly. Here's what it does well. What the film does well is, you've got Gerard Butler, who is a believable badass. I mean, after all, he led the Spartans, right? Which means he's basically got his badass card and his membership in that club pretty much paid up for a while now. You got Morgan Freeman being shouty and being, an authority figure. And really, I think we all know that Morgan Freeman should be president. So you've got that. Aaron Eckhart, who is, I mean, he's good. I like him. He seems like a likable guy. What is it? He, too, is having his own, action thing coming up. So, I mean, he's fine. He's got an actual, a good supporting cast of folks. Always nice to see Dylan McDermott get a paycheck. It's lovely. So, that all is fine. And really, the action sequences are fine. The, a lot of the attack on the White House sequence was really actually very compelling, because you're sitting there for the most part going, I could see where this is probably plausible. And the fact that the bits where it's not plausible are simply because hopefully all the contingency plans and whatnot are classified so that, nobody can watch this and see it as, a manual. So all of that is fine. It's just that there are certain really large bits of the plot and such that don't make any sense. I really can't touch upon the really larger one but you could probably guess it when I tell you that the president is being held hostage and they're demanding stuff. There's something in there that doesn't make any sense. And if you think about it, I think you'll draw the conclusion. But I don't like spoilers, so I can't really touch upon that. But suffice it to say that the setup that they've given makes the response make no sense. But let me give you a small one. Let me give you a small little tidbit to just illustrate when this thing gets silly, how silly it becomes. Because my hope is that, and please someone tell me this is the case, is that on the Secret Service entrance exam, if not the first question, tell me one of the first questions is, should you run directly into the line of fire? Question mark, yes or no. And to be clear, let me just make absolutely clear what I'm joking about there, is that you have Secret Service people and, as shown, military personnel who are breaking cover and running into the line of fire of terrorists marching across the White House lawn, and instead of, I don't know, staying inside where there's cover and trying to defend a position, the Secret Service, according to this film, their response is to fan out and stand out in what is essentially the open and fire. Pistols, granted, Colt 45s, I'm assuming those are still called pistols, right? Automatic pistol, whatever. You have handguns, you have pistols, whatever the term is. I don't know guns. I know guns, I know pistols and machine guns and rifles. So, but regardless, they have bigger guns than you. There, that's a technical term. They have bigger guns than you, and you're going to basically fan out and stand in the open and assume that that's going to be enough to keep you from getting shot. I know that, okay? I know that. I'm a guy who drives and does movie reviews, and even I know not to do that. In fact, suffice it to say that pretty much any gamer knows that. And maybe the reason Gerard Butler doesn't make that mistake is because he was in the movie Gamer. I don't know. But it's like, so anyone knows that. So that's just beyond silly. And when you see things like that happening in an action film, and I think you'll agree, we give license. We say, listen, that's fine. If it's a Michael Bay film, it's like we don't have to follow physics, Michael. It's fine. Just blow stuff up and entertain me. Have someone punch someone else. And it's fine, right? There's a certain degree that we'll allow for. And even if you stretch it way out there, if you're like, okay, let's have it way out there for the whole time, it can still be dumb but entertaining. What's frustrating about this film is that there's all this, relatively plausible stuff, okay? Relatively. And then you have bits like that which just stand out like a sore thumb. It's just like, what? What was happening? So, and again, I don't want to reveal any other bits, but there's at least 2 or 3 bits of that size, pretty important to the plot, I would say, when you're, watching the people who are supposedly defending the White House getting mowed down because of their inability to think, not even strategically, that's tactically, right? So that's a big thing, because that's part of what your plot hinges upon. So 2 or 3 things like that, and then the really big thing that I alluded to, which you've probably already figured out. So, there you go. So that makes it a pretty dumb action movie. And if you go in just leave any credible reality at the door whatsoever and just revel in watching Gerard Butler punch things, then I think you'll be fine. That being said, does it need to be seen on the big screen? Probably not. Morgan Freeman being shouty is a wonderful thing, but he can be shouty in the privacy of your own home. That would be great, actually, if he would do house calls and shout at people for you. But anyway, so because of the problems that I had with it just becoming stupid out of nowhere, I'm going to dock it down to, a cup and a half. I know that's steep, but these are pretty big things that just make you go, really? Wow. So, yeah. Now, that being said, you like dumb action? Then go for it. You'll be fine. Knock yourself out and enjoy yourself as a rental later on. And I think that should be more than sufficient. I'm sure that thing is vibrating like crazy, but this is what happens when I don't have a camera person. But anyway, so there you go. 1.5 cups, and if you've already skipped it thus far, haven't already seen it, you're fine skipping it a little further. So there you go. There's another Wayhomer in the can. Hope you enjoy these things. If you do, there's a way that you can help, and probably help me buy a mounting arm with more cushion to it. I don't know. I can hear it vibrating from here. Sorry. So, yes, you can go to neatcoffee.com/support, and that is where you can help do things like pay for a new mounting arm, or, just pay for these tickets, because they are expensive. So anyway, yes, and you can also share these things through Twitter or Facebook, flipping, whatever it is that the kids are doing these days. Feel free to do, and do a lot of it. So until next time, this is Widget Wall saying bye.